Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is about top 10 most haunted places in the USA. But before we get into today's video, to those who are new to this channel, please feel free to click on the subscribe button and hit the notification bell so that you would be notified about the latest updates. So without any delay, let's get right into the video. The cornerstone of this reformed fortress was laid on November 4, 1886, on the site of the former Camp Mordecai Bartley, a training ground for Civil War soldiers. Upon its opening in 1890, the prison was an intermediate penitentiary, a facility where first-time offenders who were too violent for industrial schools could serve their time. However, as prison populations swelled in the 20th century, the Reformatory was forced to accept inmates convicted of more serious and violent crimes. By the 1960s, the Reformatory was getting crowded, and overpopulation breeds conflict and disease. During its 94 years as a working prison, 154,000 inmates passed through the gates of the Ohio State Reformatory. Many died of diseases like influenza and tuberculosis, some went mad, others hung themselves, and at least one inmate lit himself on fire. Just outside the Reformatory stand 215 numbered graves, a vivid testament to the harsh reality of prison life. Visitors and tour guides have been pushed and punched by unseen forces. Additionally, witnesses have heard cell doors slam and seen dark apparitions. Even the road leading to the Ohio State Reformatory seems haunted. Its greatest claim to fame is when it served as the filming location for The Shawshank Redemption, though the prison was shrouded in terror long before Red and Andy holed up there. Bodhi was a booming town during the gold rush and, in its heyday from 1877 to 1881, had a population of nearly 10,000 people. The town was abandoned when the gold ran out, and in 1962 it became the Bodhi State Historic Park. Ever since, it has been preserved in a state of arrested decay. It's not surprising that there are many reports of supernatural activity here, including ghost sightings and music playing from shuttered bars. There is also a legend that any visitor who takes anything, even a rock from Bodhi, will be cursed with bad luck and health problems upon leaving. Glenwood Cemetery, located in Yazoo City, dates back to at least 1856. The historic cemetery includes several significant grave sites, including one that belongs to an infamous witch who, according to legend, wreaked havoc on the city decades ago. According to legend, an old woman, believed to be a witch, vowed to get revenge on Yazoo City, exclaiming, "In 20 years, I will return and burn this town to the ground." Nobody paid much mind to the threat until 20 years later, when a huge fire broke out and destroyed over 300 of the town's buildings. The day after the fire, several residents visited the witch's grave in Glenwood Cemetery, at which time they found the large chain that had been placed around her grave was mysteriously broken into two. Aside from the headstone mysteriously falling and splitting into two immediately after installation, one thing's for sure: the grave has long been the site of inexplicable happenings. Waverly Hills Sanatorium is a former tuberculosis sanatorium located in Louisville, Kentucky. Waverly Hills is known worldwide as one of the most haunted locations in the world, but is also integral to the history of Louisville, Kentucky. The Waverly Hills Sanatorium first opened its doors on July 26, 1910, as a two-story wooden structure built to house about 50 patients. There have been a constant need for repairs on the wooden structures, need for a more durable structure, as well as need for more beds so that people would not be turned away due to lack of space. Construction of a 5-story building that could hold more than 400 patients began in March 1924. Patients of the Waverly Hills Sanatorium underwent archaic treatments such as forced exposure to extreme weather, and even surgeries that would temporarily collapse their lungs. These methods lead to a great many agonizing deaths to a countless number of patients. After the introduction of streptomycin in 1943, the number of tuberculosis cases gradually lowered, until there was no longer need for such a large hospital. The remaining patients were sent to Hazelwood Sanatorium in Louisville. Waverly Hills closed in June 1961. In 2001, Charles and Tina Mattingly purchased the property and began its restoration. Volunteers soon had their own encounters to add to the growing lore of Waverly Hills. Many reported unexplained slamming doors and sightings of a mysterious man in white drifting throughout the corridors. Others had run-ins with Timmy, a spectral boy who roams the hallways and likes to play ball. When the facility officially opened to the public for tours, visitors continued to corroborate these experiences. There's a little bit more to the ski town of Stowe, Vermont than just stunning mountains and frequent snowfall. In fact, it might be one of the most haunted small towns in Vermont. Stowe has at least 3 haunted locations where visitors have experienced unexplained paranormal activities. The Brass Lantern Inn, Emily's Bridge, and the Green Mountain Inn are all places said to be home to ghosts. The Trans-Allegheny Lunatic Asylum opened its doors to patients in 1864. In the 1950s, the West Virginia facility reached its peak, housing more than 2,400 patients even though it was designed to hold only 250. The severe overcrowding led to inhumane conditions such as lack of heat and convalescents kept in cages. And patients started acting increasingly violent, from starting fires to attacking staff members. The asylum finally closed in 1994, but the souls of some patients are said to linger. Considered to be one of the most haunted locations in the world, Eastern State Penitentiary first opened its doors in 1829. The prison was designed to hold 253 prisoners, each occupying a solitary confinement cell for their entire sentence. The harshest punishment, solitary confinement, was meant to help criminals find penance, remorse, and salvation. In reality, it drove many prisoners insane. The prison had to abandon its solitary system due to overcrowding from 1913 until it closed in 1970, although the forms of punishment did not get any less severe. The site is one of the most haunted places in America now, welcomes thousands of visitors every year, both for its museum and annual Terror Behind the Walls celebration, which features 15 haunted attractions within the prison walls for Halloween. Reported paranormal happenings have included disembodied laughter, shadowy figures, and pacing footsteps. Built in 1796 by General David Bradford, Myrtles Plantation is considered to be one of America's most haunted sites. The house is rumored to be on top of an Indian burial ground and is home to at least 12 different ghosts. Legends and ghost stories abound, including the tale of a former slave named Chloe, who had her ear chopped off after she was reportedly caught eavesdropping. She got her revenge by poisoning a birthday cake and killing 2 of the plantation owner's daughters, but was then hung by her fellow slaves. Chloe now reportedly wanders around the plantation, wearing a turban to conceal her severed ear. Oregonian pioneers Henry and Georgiana Pittock decided to build their dream house when they reached their golden years, in 1909, spurring the innovative design and construction of the Pittock Mansion. Unfortunately, the couple only got to enjoy their home for a few years before passing away of Georgiana in 1918 and Henry in 1919. The building is now a public landmark where some strange occurrences have been reported, such as the smell of roses, which is Georgiana's favorite bloom, filling a room with no flowers in it, and a childhood painting of Henry moving, on its own, from spot to spot within the house. The San Fernando Cathedral in San Antonio is both the oldest and, allegedly, the most haunted in the state of Texas. Between 1738 and 1750, the original Church of San Fernando was erected, named for Spain's Ferdinand III of Castile. From those walls, the sanctuary of the cathedral was erected in 1868, in a very beautiful Gothic Revival style. In 1936, during some renovations, bones of men who fought in the Battle of the Alamo were uncovered, later to be entombed inside. Since the disturbing incident, visitors have reported shadowy figures and orbs in their photographs, as well as ghosts in the back of the church itself. Such otherworldly inhabitants include a man dressed in black and figures in hooded, monk-like clothing. Okay guys, that is all for today's video. Hope you all enjoyed the video. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and click the notification bell to receive the latest update from my channel. See you soon in another interesting video. Bye.